Hi, I'm Dr. Sarah Mumm, the Director of Educational Service Early Childhood through fifth grade. I'm sorry I could not be at the board meeting for the approval or possible approval of the math curriculum, but I wanted to give you a little bit of background and history before Dr. Horn goes over questions from the Board of Education pending the approval of Imagine Learning. A little bit of the history of our math committee. We had just under 30 representatives that came together from across the buildings. We had administration, MTSS staff, and representation from every building, as well as special education teachers and classroom teachers as part of the committee. The committee met starting the last week of September and concluded on April 17th. Throughout that time, we took time to evaluate up to 13 different programs. 11 programs were really looked at intensively. 2 of the programs we looked at the scope and sequences digitally and realized that we didn't have an interest in looking at the print materials. After that point of looking at the 13, we did set up a room where non-community members could also make appointments over the month of December and January to also see the print materials and give feedback to myself or committee members in order to include even more staff members in the decision-making process. Through the process, we also did a pilot in the fall of one of the math programs and had formal training by the team and their company team, and then concluded that and went on to pilot 3 other programs in the spring and got different teams to pilot iReady, Imagine Learning, and Reveal Math. After we did that initial pilot of looking at those 3, we did narrow it down based on committee feedback and piloter feedback and really looked intensively the last month at Imagine Learning and iReady. We did collect the quotes from both of the companies with a variety of different things, looking at the quotes for special education teacher materials, MTSS materials, the materials with all manipulative kits, center kits, full classroom sets, and then what are opportunities to not have some of those pieces as well, and what professional development also comes along with those programs. Through the conversations that we've had as a committee, we did continue to look for consensus on the April 17th date and took about 3 hours of discussion looking at pros and cons for both of those programs. Both of the programs do really meet and match different IAR question types. Both programs really did have a solid scope and sequence that led us really well in the progression of concepts and matched with both the Illinois State Framework and also matched with IAR type questions and sequencing of content. They both had students report engagement, and they also had some things that students reported confusion or misconceptions on. The team took a lot of time to really analyze differences at the primary level versus intermediate level, but did keep the focus that we need one program consistent K through 5th grade. We continued to vote and dialogue on that day, and the majority of the math committee did vote for Imagine Learning as the product that we're bringing forward to you tonight. The benefits of Imagine Learning is that it really is based in exploration of concepts within math. It really prides itself on the ability of students to have discourse around mathematical vocabulary, reasoning, and the 8 mathematical practices, allowing the students to engage in reflection, hypothesis, and really having the students come up with an understanding of math that then will be explicitly discussed by the teacher. There is the ability to do enhancements. Teachers will have access to multiple grade levels online. Even if I am teaching at the 3rd grade level, I will have access to content below and above in order to enhance or remediate students. It does come with practice games and centers, and it does come with a very robust parent letter that has QR codes that take you to videos that you can watch as a family that engage families in different strategies for the math concepts as well. Those letters are available per unit within the program of Imagine Learning. We have set up with them already a June training for our staff, a July training for our staff, and then also on contract time the first week in September. We are working with the company as well to get to get all of the teacher materials shipped as soon as possible so that our teaching staff can check them out early if they choose to really start diving into the content and making some plans and asking the questions. The company also is going to be working with our instructional coaches at multiple times throughout the year next year in order to take what are we seeing in the classrooms as our questions during implementation and train our coaches on that so that we can then deliver that back to our staff. We have also worked with the company to set up dates when they will return during our Ignite conference on Thanksgiving week. And so we're hoping to have multiple times that our company reps will be available, as well as ongoing training with our instructional coaches. While we understand this is a very big purchase, it is a very welcomed purchase that our committee is very excited about and feel that we have done a very thorough review based on the philosophy of math we're looking at, the must-do and may-do content agreements of what types of learning structures we really want students to engage in, especially building those foundational knowledge pieces, vocabulary pieces, and the rational reasoning behind mathematical understanding and number sense. And we firmly believe that Imagine Learning will provide that for our students. If you have other questions, I will be out on a bit of a surgery leave for just a bit of time, but I am available through email as well. Or I know Dr. Horn is very well versed in being able to answer the questions. Again, I apologize that I won't be there for the board meeting, but unfortunately, surgery called, and I did need to step away just for a brief moment on a short leave. So I again apologize, and I really look forward to the approval of Imagine Learning so we can get rolling with our brand new math program with our learners and community and our staff. Thank you very much, board.